It is here, my friends. It is here. I believe it is here. It seems to be the appropriate shape. So I think it is here. The funny thing is, I just 10 minutes ago watched a Hobbs Horror haul video. He got a nice package from MVD, and he started going through it, and he started showing some screener copies that he got. Don't forget, and remember, Hobbs actually sent me all of the screeners for the J Horror Rising set a few months back, which I really appreciated. That was a massive set. And as he's going through it, I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like what I have here. And I think he essentially got the whole set. Not in this deluxe presentation, but wow, he got hooked up. I mean, that is awesome. So what are we talking about here? And I've been a little jealous. I've seen a few other thumbnails of videos of people that have received this. Channels like Invincible Asia. Oh yeah, yep. Let me show you. But I haven't watched any of those videos because I wanted to experience the opening for myself. What are we talking about here? Shawscope Volume 4 in a purple presentation. It all started with a while back. I wasn't really into getting these big box sets back then, but I saw, I don't know where, was it Oldies? The package that I got today said Oldies. Oldies and MVD are affiliated. There have been times I've ordered things on MVD, and and it says Oldies on the package. So I think it was Oldies. They had a Shawscope Volume 1, this one right here, that was reduced down and then reduced down even more because it was damaged. As you can see right here, there's a crease in the box. Okay, the box is just a little bit creased. So I got this and I loved it. And I think at that time, Shawscope Volume 2, and I reviewed such films as The Chinatown Kid. I actually watched that one with my wife. That's one of the rare ones we sort of enjoyed together. But Boxer from Shangtung. You know, I just ate it up. And I think Shawscope Volume 2 was out. So once I got a ways into that, I was like, all right, let me go ahead and get Shawscope Volume 2. Fantastic. Another fantastic one. Mad Monkey Kung Fu, Super Fighters, My Young Auntie. Okay, just fantastic stuff. I reviewed many of those on the channel. And, you know, I really got into a lot of actresses like Kara Hui, and actors like Alexander Fushang, David Chang, T. Long, Ku Fang from these sets. I was familiar with some of the films, like 36 Chambers Shaolin with Gordon Liu. But, where's the other one? And then came Volume 3, the green. Beautiful, beautiful, really great. Some great ones on here too. I reviewed many of those. So here we go. Now, there is a major difference between the contents of this set and the previous sets in terms of themes. Some of the, and I've reviewed a few of the films that veer into fantasy, with a few of my reviews basically saying, what the heck? Like, what is this movie about? I don't even know. It's so insane. I'm so excited I can't think of any of the titles now. Like Buddha's Palm, maybe, might have been one. It's just like, just all kinds of crazy fantasy stuff going on with the Kung Fu. And then you also had, I believe it was in Volume 1, you had Mighty Peking Man, which I've never watched. I've never watched this version of it. I've seen it before. It's basically Shaw Brothers' version of King Kong. So each of the sets have had one or maybe two movies that have kind of been a little odd as far as fitting in with the mostly Kung Fu movies by, you know, Chang Che, directed by Chang Che and directors like that. This one is pretty much a very different type of set in that. Well, I'll start going over the titles. Beautiful purple. This, I know, as I've talked about in the past, I never know what to do with these things. I usually cut these off and I have them right up there as a quick reference guide. That might be controversial, but let's face it, eventually they're going to get wrinkled and messed up anyway, right? And this is what you want. You want the booklet, the sturdy box. It's already in the way. This booklet and, of course, the binder of Blu-rays. So, smells new. There you go. Look how cool that is. Contents of the book. We've got Strange Tales from a Chinese Screen by David West. They always get a lot of experts, great color photos. Look at that. But they always get a lot of experts to write some essays. There's the Strange Tales essay. Gods, Monsters in Hong Kong Cinema. So these are strange tales. Okay. Oh, yeah. See what I mean? Wow, this is long. That's a long essay. And then you get right into the films. So there, I'll show you the cover for the first one. Super Inframan. I believe Dana is in this. So I'm very curious to see this. I've heard about this for years. Super Inframan. I mean, how did they not get sued? Look at that logo. Look at the S logo. Oh, man. Yeah, rather than go back to the contents, I'll go through it. And, of course, they have the synopsis. Okay, then they have the film notes, which talks about the production. Very, kind of valuable thing. One of the ones that I didn't like as much from one of the other volumes, 10 Tigers of Kwang Tung, when you read the film notes, you learned about the production of it. They had to shut down production and resume it, and you kind of understood why it was kind of a mess of a movie compared to some of the other ones. Then you got, this is one Hobbs mentioned. I've been dying to see this for years. Literally for years, only because the title is just so nuts. It stars Danny Lee. We got Ku Feng in this one. The Oily Maniac. I mean, I think the title is pretty much the description. There's a giant oily guy killing people, leaving oily residue around. This just sounds totally bizarre. The Oily Maniac. Battle Wizard. Okay, that's one I'm not familiar with. Danny Lee again. Is this going to be the Danny Lee set? Well, he was in a bunch of these. That one looks like it could have some kung fu and sort of be similar to some of the other kung fu fantasy type films. Black Magic. Ooh, I don't know if I can show you that poster. Starring T. Lung and Lo Lei and Ku Feng and Lily Lee. Okay, not to be confused with Lily Lee. Okay. Just cover up the poster there a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Then you have Black Magic Part 2. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Again, another poster. Okay. Cover up the female parts again. There you go. Hex. Okay, that's cool. Okay. Hex. So, if you haven't figured it out yet, these are mostly fantasy and or horror oriented, okay? And I think that's going to become even more clear if I show you this poster. Wow. Bewitched. Melvin Wong is in this one. That's a poster. 81. Yeah, I think some of these are going to be more into the 80s than the 70s, like some of the other compilations. I wonder if this one's a comedy. I'll show you the poster in a second here. Hex versus Witchcraft. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with the other movie, the first Hex movie that I just showed you, but we'll find out. That's one of the great things about these volumes. It was not, in fact, originally made as a sequel to Hex. It was filmed under the title Black Spell before the name was changed. Okay, there you go. Oh. Hex after Hex. Oh, Lo Meng is in this. Am I pointing to the right one? There you go. Lo Meng from Five Deadly Venoms. Bat Without Wings. Man, these are going to be great. Well, for those of you that don't know, I had a 17 movie set of vampire films. It was called the Lam Ching Ying Vampire Collection. Lam Ching Ying is an actor who appeared in many vampire films from Hong Kong, starting in the perhaps late 70s. And I did that. I covered a lot of those starting last Halloween, and then even the past Halloween, the Halloween before the last one. I started, and then I reviewed many of the films back in October. Well, next October, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to wait, but if I wanted to make it all martial arts and horror, or Shaw Brothers and horror, or Hong Kong horror, I've got plenty of material now. The Bloody Parrot, or Bloody Parrot. Okay. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of these directors are going to be ones that I'm not as familiar with, which is a very cool thing. This one looks like it might be a comedy one in the vein of the Mr. Vampire series, starring Alexander Fusheng and Lily Lee. Again, the fake ghost catchers. The fake ghost catchers. Yeah, a lot of the Mr. Vampire films would have, you would have characters who were actually legitimate Taoist priests who were, battling under supernatural beings, including vampires, but then you would also have a lot of fakers in there too, which was pretty humorous. So this looks like it could be a similar type film. Oh no. Oh yeah, is that Kara? Yeah, Kara. I'm not sure if this is Kara Hui. Kara Hui Ying Hung. Not sure if that is Kara Hui. It looks like her. Yeah, looks like Kara Hui. Also, Philip Kwok is in this. Demon of the Loot. Looks like there could be some martial arts in that one as well. Oh, wow. Philip Kofe is in this one. He was just in, I don't know if I mentioned it, but he was in that Don Wong movie that I reviewed recently, Along Comes the Tiger. Norman Siu Kiang. Seeding of a Ghost. 83. Also from 83. Portrait in Crystal. Portrait in Crystal. Hobbs, if you're watching, if you ever want to do like a collaboration, watch a couple of these and then whatever, do a live stream and just review them together, have some fun, let me know. That might be fun. Something a little different. Well, this one looks like it could be kind of whimsical and fun. Looks like we got a UFO, some UFO action here. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Huh, I wonder if that was inspired 83, so they could have, they could have borrowed a little from E.T. Even Mr. Vampire 2 borrowed from E.T. a little bit because it came out right after E.T. Oh, wow, now we got another essay. I was actually planning on making a video with this title, The Japanese Connection. This is by Jonathan Clements. I want to do a video about the Japanese connection, and then another one called the Korean connection, talking about some of the actors from those countries that have appeared in Shaw Brothers. And there you go. That's the. And then you got some more pictures at the end. That is quite a get up right there. Well, go Inframan. Anytime you think something is original, you know what I mean? There's always like a precursor to it. Shaw's Swan Song, The End of an Empire. Oh boy, this is going to be a little sad because we're talking about later in the 80s here, most of these films. So, oh, there's a bloody picture. Not going to show that. But, and, whoa, wonder which one that's from. That looks futuristic. Yeah. Oh wow, this must be from Inframan 2. Inframan also, not Inframan 2. The Inframan movie, yeah. So there you go, guys. Shawscope Volume 4. I personally, actually, let's go through the book too. Now, I personally don't mind that they've deviated from the Kung Fu a little bit because some of these other films, are not as well known, and I'm glad that Arrow is doing what Arrow does. Check out that poster art for Super Inframan. Wow. Bringing these films to light so more people can lay eyeballs on them. Oh, wow. The Oily Maniac and Battle Wizard. This artwork is incredible. I'm going to save some of this, guys. I'm definitely going to save some of this. You know, I'm just going to, wow. Yeah, just incredible artwork. Usually they have a Blu-ray that has 1 or 2 movies on. Most of them look like they have 2. Black Magic and Black Magic 2. Yeah, I'm going to save the rest for when I review these films. There is a bonus features disc at the end with a nice collage of posters. And then even the back of it has some of the wacky characters that appear in these films. Yeah, I mean, the wackiest characters. Crazy characters. I mean, I'd love to see them come out with like a coloring book or something for these. These are wild characters. Anyway, let me box this back up. Wow, what are your thoughts, guys? You know I've taken a little bit of a lull. Did some Norris November videos. Did 8 reviews. I was planning on 10, but I cut it back a little bit. Save some for next year. Reviewed a few other films here and there. But this really gives me some motivation for 2026. Don't really think I'm going to wait till October to review all of these. Maybe I'll kind of survey them. A lot of times I watch these films twice. You know, I'll watch them once and then within a week I'll watch them with commentary and take notes because I do want to give you guys a fully fleshed out review for the most part, depending on the type of film it is. Some of them really, you almost are so dense and, you know, they have so many things that are kind of mystifying to our background and sensibilities. You know, we don't have the historical or the cultural knowledge to really get everything. So the commentary sometimes is essential. And then there's others where it's just straight up like, you know, a revenge story. You kind of get it, you know. But yeah, so I'll be reviewing a lot of these. Certainly not done with Shaw Brothers. And I also have, of course, be right back. I have the David Chang T-Lung box set that I got from Shout. Not many people watch that unboxing, but that's okay. So as far as Kung Fu, okay, you know, I got plenty of Kung Fu films to review as well. Okay, so yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. What are your thoughts about Shaw Brothers, Shawscope Volume 4? Volume 4 being mostly horror or fantasy oriented. Which one of these titles sounds like so kind of intriguing to you? You know, maybe so wacky that you'd be interested in checking it out. Let me know in the comments below. And come back again for more Physical Media Fridays and some more martial arts Mondays. Thanks.